True Warrior Football. True Warrior Football. True Warrior Football.
You are listening to True Warrior Football Podcast with your host, Corey Kid Smith.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the 2025 season is here. It is right here, right now. But before I can get into it fully, like I always do, I have to do the end of the 2024 season awards. And it's really weird how I always seem to just put this off. I said this a few weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, like when the season is over, man, I get, and it don't end the way that we all want it to, a bit of a depression kind of hits. So I just step away from football. I get my mind focused on other things, get away from football. It's just tough, man. When you put so much time and focus and dedication into our team and things don't come out the way that you want them to, it's tough. It is tough for me just like it is tough for our players. So I never fully finish our 2024 end of the year award. So now, here we go. And this is this year's version of the very, very late end of season awards for the 2024 season. And first up, I want to do the Special Teams Player of the Year award. True Warrior Football Special Teams Player Award goes to freshman kicker Jermaine Ellery. Just being a kicker for a high school team is tough. Being a freshman kicker is even more tough and more difficult. And really, Jermaine, he went out there and showed that, he was up to the task. He had his rough moments, had his rough spots, but that comes with it. But overall, I feel like he persevered and got the job done when he was called upon. So Jermaine, hats off to you. Congratulations. You are the 2024 True Warrior Football Special Teams Player of the Year. Moving on, we have the True Warrior Football Offensive Player of the Year. Okay, and the Offensive Player of the Year for last year, in my eyes, is wide receiver Eric Hester. There were a lot of things going on offensively last year. We had some great players come in and do some things for us that were really great. But overall, I feel like what we got from Eric Hester on a very consistent basis was just truly special. And he proved to be one of our program's best wide receivers of the last decade plus, not named David Bell. I mean, he was truly spectacular. Went up and got the ball, showed that he has great talent. He was a playmaker time and time again. Here's this play right here against Ben Davis, another play against Center Grove in the regional championship. When he had the opportunity to go get the ball, he absolutely went out and got it. So, Eric, congratulations. You are this newest recipient of the True Warrior Football Offensive Player of the Year Award. Moving on, let's take a step forward. Let's go to our guys playing at the next level. And I tell you what, there were many great guys playing college football for us last year. You had guys like Therese Reed.
Here comes pressure up the middle. Slight roll out to his left. Sets, throws. A long throw. Picked off. Back the other way. Can he get past the offensive lineman? No. Getting shoved out.
Devin Holman had a great year.
Frazier will throw to the near sideline, and there is the interception. Trying to stay on his feet, and he's going to roll into the end zone for the touch.
Joe Walker had an amazing year as well. But honestly, the best one out of those group of guys, a guy I did not name, Marquise Cross. Marquise Cross was absolutely dominant last year for University of St. Francis. And because of that, he was named the conference defensive player of the year. And so, I felt very strongly in awarding him the 2024 True Warrior Football College Warrior of the Year. Just a tremendous season he had. I mean, look at these numbers. Look at these stats, these plays right here that he's making. It's truly incredible. Congrats, Marquise. Love that you're still out there balling. Love to see you out there still hustling and grinding, man. You're going to have a great year this year, I believe at Central Michigan, and you're going to have a great year. I know it. I cannot wait to see what you do this year for the Chippewas. So congratulations. And next, all right, we have the Larry Willen Memorial Coach of the Year Award. And this is an award. Last couple of years, I've had a bit of a struggle trying to get all the players together. So I, picked myself and said, you know what, this year I'm going to do things differently. So I put out this video right here. Let me show you guys.
Hey guys, I hope everybody's doing well today. I'm sending you this video because I need your help. Every year I always do or like to ask players for help, and this year is no different. Of course, every year this time of year I always give out end of season awards, and I need your help selecting who should win the Larry Willen Memorial Coach of the Year Award. This is an award that I've made in honor of legendary Coach Willen, and a lot of you guys didn't know or weren't around from when he was doing great things for our program, but this is a award I've made to honor him. Last year, Coach Clark won it. We've had coaches like Coach McLean, Coach Brown win it in years past, and now I need your help to help me select who is the best coach to receive this award that's on our staff this year. It could be any coach that's on our staff. So if you see this video, if it's in there, reply back, shoot me a text.
So I put that video out, and I got a lot of great responses. A lot of coaches got votes. A lot of players loved that I did this, and they responded, and they responded really quickly. And the winner, the 2024 Larry Willen Memorial Coach of the Year Award winner, selected by the seniors on his team, was none other than defensive line coach, Coach Elijah Jones. Coach Jones, man, I love what you've done with our players. The players respect you. You won by a lot more votes than second place. So congratulations. I truly feel like this is a very special honor because you were a guy that, came up under Coach Willen. You worked with him. You were coached by him. So I love this for you. Congratulations, man. This is truly a great honor. I'm very proud and happy for you. All right. And now we have just a couple of awards remaining. And those two awards are the True Warrior Football Defensive Player of the Year Award and the True Warrior Football Warrior Legend Award. Now you may be thinking to yourself, well, Corey, if we have these two awards left and, there's probably going to the same person. Well, you could be quite right, but also not quite right. See, I'm doing something very differently this year with these two awards. Let's do the True Warrior Football Warrior Legend Award first, and that award this is going to be the first time I've ever awarded this award to the same person twice. Marcus Bell, Warrior Legend, true all the way through, was absolutely amazing last season for our team. Just when you needed a guy on your team to make a play, he ended up being the one that made the play time and time again. Being on such a great defensive line that had Damian Shaklin, Mr. Football winner. You had Tyrone Burris, another player that could have been a Mr. Football winner as well. Then you have on there a guy like J.J. Finch that could be a Mr. Football winner this season. And you add in Marcus and Marcus's impact, not just on the defensive side of the ball, but on the special team side of the ball when it comes to our 2-point hammer play. And really, towards the end of the year, he was being utilized on the offensive side of the ball just as much in goal line situations, to where he was becoming a player that affected all three phases of the game. And just everything I saw from Marcus last year was truly incredible. I mentioned earlier in last season how we had the Saturday morning game against Pike, and this was a game that got delayed because of bad weather. And we go over there, and Marcus in the first half was having a tremendous game. Then he gets injured a little bit. He gets cleared and comes back and has an amazing game after that. Just big play after big play. Like these pictures of this play right here, if you weren't there at that Saturday morning game, you will not understand how dominant of a performance he put on. And like, I'm sitting here watching this game, and it was an amazing game. I think we had like 15 defensive stops on like 16 possessions. Like, it was something that was truly a special defensive effort from our team. And Marcus was a big catalyst, a big reason for that. But after that, we had the great performance against Cathedral. He dominated against Carmel. He did so many great things. And I hate that, the season comes down to the Center Grove game, and in that game he has a fumble recovery. He has his interception rate here. I want to say he got into the end zone as well. It's like he does so many great things, and then he has a few bad plays that just happen. And now your season's over, and like, man, I hate that for him. But I have to let you know, Marcus, man, I love everything you brought to the team over the last 2 years. You were a true definition of the word warrior legend, and me giving you this honor is truly something special. You were the first person to win it twice. My hat is off to you. Congratulations. I look forward to watching you next year or this season at Campbellsville and beyond, man. Congrats. Go be great for another college program once again. And now, as you guys read, all right, so he's done everything else. Why did he lead the defensive unit last? Well, there is a reason. Like I said, the defensive unit that we had last year, I truly feel like was the greatest defensive unit we've ever had that was associated with the state championship. And I hate putting that caveat to it because everything, it was the team right there. It fueled off of what our defense brought. I mean, these stats I'm putting up here on the screen are just absolutely incredible. 31 interceptions. That's over 100 tackles for losses. I think, what is it? The number of sacks we got really could have been much higher, but guys were getting that ball out so quick, and this quarterback's running for their lives. So just the amount of turnovers we caused. The secondary, I'll say this right now. Secondary is the best secondary, I believe, in our program's history. Madden Barrio tying the in-season record for interceptions. You had Caleb Elkins coming away with 6 interceptions. You had Armonte Jackson Fats, all right? He had 5-6 interceptions himself. I think Isaiah Rollins had about 3 or 4 interceptions. And other guys like Jordan Barlow, big-time player. The Dungy twins each had an interception. Torian Trapp had an interception. Marcus Bell and Damian Shaklin had an interception. Jeremy Fitz Jr. had an interception that they didn't call an interception. Like, there were so many guys coming away with the ball, and then we give up all season long up until Going into the regional championship game against Center Grove, we had one rushing touchdown given up. Just one. And, that's, what's that, 9, 10, 11 games before the regional championship. In the regional championship, Center Grove used a jumbo package with a huge linebacker that they hadn't used before prior to our game to get in 2 touchdowns. Then we take him out. Their running back, is completely ineffective against our line. That defensive unit, I'm telling you, was truly special. There were, I think we had in 3 separate games, red zone interceptions. Right here, Madden with 2, 3. No, Madden had all 3. Oh, got my girl through. You want to get out, baby? Hold on. Madden with 3 red zone interceptions, one against North Central. This one, my favorite play of the season against Ben Davis. And then this one right here against Pike. Like, that is just something you just don't see. And Keith Jackson as well. Keith Jackson had a great interception against, it was in the sections. I can't remember if it was against Tech or Perry. But those guys made big-time plays after big-time plays. And then when, we had our offensive struggles last year, I think I counted something like 20-plus turnovers that we had, all right? We gave up 1 touchdown all season off of a turnover. Like, that is absolutely insane. Who does that? And so for that reason right there, I'm taking it upon myself to award the entire defensive unit the True Warrior Football Defensive Player of the Year. Not just one player. It wasn't just one player that was great for us. It was a whole unit. The front end, the back end, the middle, the defensive staff as well. Coach Corey Clark, defensive coordinator, I think he just put in a heck of an amazing job all season long last year. His staff, Elijah Jones, Chris Harley leading those guys on the defensive line. He had Cook doing some great things for us. Cook is now at Wabash. Best of luck to you. Justin Barrio with the secondary. It was just absolutely fantastic. I loved seeing what he did over there. Hate that he's not with us anymore. Coach Jackson, Coach Pope, those guys in the middle with the linebackers, you guys did a phenomenal job as well. Everybody that was associated with our defensive staff, I cannot thank you enough for putting in such an amazing effort to have such a very talented group that we had last year. It pains me that it did not end the way that we all wanted it to. And like I said in previous videos, I think that's the greatest Warren Central defense not associated with a state championship. 6 shutouts, held opponents under 10 points in 3 other games. Just absolutely incredible. The amount of second half shutouts we had as well is just, we just were an absolute monster all season long. And I look back, I'm looking at my videos of these guys, and I'm like, I miss that guy. I miss that guy. But, it happens when you're with a program and you're following these guys. When the season's over and these guys go on and graduate and they move on, you get that. I have a bond with these guys I will cherish for a very long time. I thank each and every one of you for everything you guys gave to the program during your time here. I cannot wait to watch you all at the next level. So once again, the True Warrior Football Defensive Player of the Year is the entire defensive unit from the 2024 season. I will not be doing this ever again. That's for sure. All right. Because I can't, I feel like nobody can top this. Nobody can top it. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I have fully finished off the 2024 season. I just put out the 2025 breakdown, so now we can move forward with our game against Center Grove this Friday. And oh yeah, the True Warrior Football Top 100 is coming out real soon, so stay tuned for that. I'm your host, Corey the Kid Smith. You just watched another great episode of True Warrior Football. Warrior Band, take us away.